Alright. The ET8 did not want to run very well the other day, and I did have the carb apart, so there's a chance that there's something got in there. This carb, every time I've had it apart, manages to collect something or other in it, and then it has an issue. And if I and that cap nut was loose when we tried to run it too, so now the needle out and the throttle arm off. Needle. Wipe the needle clean and then pop the clip off here. And take our stop out. There we go. Throttle stop out, clip off. The main barrel comes out, and this tiny this is the secondary needle. It's this slider that we've seen and looked at a bunch before. It is clean there. Check this fuel metering slit. And put a brush through there. Okay. And then we'll put our little brush up in the fuel inlet. And then our extra cloth washers off of there for building that oil seal against the leaky barrel. Wipe this all off, and alright, just carefully looking for any stuff that might have got in there. I'm going to get some canned air and blow out this tiny needle passage, and then we'll be back. Alright. Alright, blew that out, and that is all thoroughly cleaned. So stick our throttle body in. There's the stop gap spot, so we have to line this up and put our stop in. There we go, gently so as to not cross thread it. And this one snugs all the way in just fine. Alright. And then we'll push the put that in like so. There we go. Hop our clip back on. Just using my thumb to keep it in place and then push it gently with our tool there. All right. And previously I had this notch here set forward, but this time when I put this together, I'm going to try starting it up here as the middle setting. See what that does with this secondary needle. But also, I'm not sure if that's focusing, but you can, or I can see on the tip here of this steel needle, there is a indent from where it presses on the inside seat of the brass nozzle here, so I don't know if the needle is misshapen at all or what, but I wish there was more space on the side of the engine so I could put a needle on this, a pin head on here to give me a longer adjusting arm, but there is not, so I have to keep turning this with the small knurled knob. But then put our seal back on this side, because if we don't do something about the vast air gap around that barrel, then the entire carb is basically untunable from that air gap. Get our big go. And this nut can be snugged up pretty well. And that's what's going to hold my fix on the side there, and the various other fixes that other people have shown are all held on by this nut. There we go. And I left it loose enough last time. I did not crank it down, and it started to work its way free. So hopefully with this thorough cleaning and this being fastened down properly, this will hold steady and do the things I want it to. So, all right. Oh, right. I was supposed to leave that lever off. Well, the lever and the needle have to stay off until I spin that back in place. Otherwise, I could pop the fuel tank off, but apparently I'm only catching the cross thread when I try to back this off. There we go. There. Okay. And this fuel line is still relatively flexible. Goes on and off pretty good. Alright. I'll call the ET8 tuned up and ready to try out again.